grinding every day. Long hours, no backup, no accountability. That ends now. The Empower Solopreneur Mastermind gives you one simple advantage: a weekly power session that turns isolation into domination. Every Friday morning on Zoom, you'll get real coaching and real feedback to make real moves. Join a group of driven professionals in a program designed for solopreneurs and people working at home. Stop getting stuck. Start scaling. Seats are limited. Lock in yours today at modernobserver.com/empower-mastermind.
A second carrier group heads to the Middle East. ICE operations wind down in Minneapolis. A major safety warning from Stellantis, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. The USS Gerald R Ford has been ordered to move from the Caribbean Sea to the Middle East as President Donald Trump weighs whether to take military action against Iran amid tensions in the region, according to a U.S. official who confirmed to Fox News. This will put 2 aircraft carriers and their accompanying warships in the region. The USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier and 3 guided missile destroyers arrived in the Middle East more than 2 weeks ago. The USS Ford, which set out on deployment in June 2025, was sent from the Mediterranean Sea to the Caribbean last fall as the administration established a significant military presence ahead of the operation to strike Venezuela and capture Nicolas Maduro. Iran's election as vice chair of the United Nations Commission for Social Development is being slammed by human rights advocates and policy analysts who have condemned the UN's hypocrisy when it comes to its treatment of undemocratic regimes. The leadership role was approved without objection during a meeting of the commission, where delegates adopted agenda items and organizational decisions by consensus. The United Nations has faced continued criticism over its inaction towards the regime's violent crackdown against protesters in December and January. On Wednesday, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres faced criticism for congratulating Iran on the anniversary of the 1979 Islamic Revolution. Border Czar Tom Homan announced Thursday that the federal immigration crackdown in Minneapolis was winding down, saying he proposed the drawdown of most of the 2,000 remaining ICE officers, and President Trump concurred. The operation, which began late last year with more than 3,000 federal agents surging into the city, yielded over 4,000 arrests, according to the Department of Homeland Security. Homan said the decision followed an ongoing drop in confrontations with protesters and the volume of arrests already made. The House on Wednesday passed a resolution disapproving of President Donald Trump's tariffs against Canada, a blow to Speaker Mike Johnson and a rare Republican rebuke of the president's signature economic policy. The resolution cleared the House 219 to 211, with several Republicans crossing the aisle to support it. One Democrat, Representative Jared Golden of Maine, voted against the measure. The tariff resolution, introduced by Representative Gregory Meeks of New York, was considered a day after a procedural vote on a rule that would have barred House challenges to Trump's tariff failed with the support of 3 Republican members. Stellantis is urging owners of roughly 225,000 older vehicles in the U.S. to stop driving them immediately if they have not repaired defective Takata airbags. The warning applies to certain 2003 to 2016 Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram models previously recalled for faulty airbag inflators that can rupture in a crash, the automaker confirmed to Fox Business in an email. This action is intended to accelerate the repair of the remaining affected vehicles to safeguard owners, their families, and the general public from the risk of serious injury or death, Stellantis said. The company warned that the chemical propellant inside some Takata airbag inflators can deteriorate over time, especially in hot, humid conditions, increasing the risk of rupture and sending metal fragments into the vehicle cabin. That's the Raw Naked Truth for February 13th, 2026. You can catch every episode of the Raw Naked Truth Daily News Brief, as well as our sister podcast, Carnivore Radio, with news analysis and commentary, and the rest of the Xvadio Podcast Network at xvadio.com, the Apple Podcast app, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.